Yes, explain it today. How to add the interrupt RMSI. Well, you've all seen this before. It is sandwiched in the module of a cafe brother. This interrupts, so let's explain the difference today. This is directly added to the upper module. This interrupts in PCIe 17. How to add it? Because of this, it can actually respond faster and a higher priority. Vita has sort of reached the top module. And HMM? What about this MSI? There should be no such tutorial outside. Let me explain it to you today. Well, MSI is mainly it's just an alternative to a traditional break. Well, one of its origins is external, send it to this host. And then, well, this one sent to us again. The device then requires an interrupt request. Well, one is transformation. Request. Convert a specific one to a memory address. Well, that's a message. Then it is a message for a write operation. Okay. Maybe if there is no such news, he may have some software on it. It may not be available. And what about this one we're talking about today? Just to get your device working again. Okay. How does this work for me? It is when there is this news. Well, when it needs to be sent to the host. Okay. Then send a specific address. An address written on it? A write operation is not a write address. It's a write operation. Yeah. And? Let's get straight to it. I want to say much. It's actually quite a mouthful. Of course, MSI supports up to one message of 32. Well, it's definitely not as good as the MSIX one. This quantity. Of course, if you use it. The same? No. Difference. Yeah, it is. Of course, there may be some software circulating outside. Measure the so-called middle section quantity. Actually, that doesn't make sense. I'll talk about it again. It's meaningless. Well, because if you have this middle section, don't need or care about his number of weeks. Because you are not, Is it this quantity? To make a judgment. You want so much. HMM. Is this interrupt message sent? It's useless. You can't use it. Okay. Yeah, and then we're going to get to that, okay? First of all, we came in and saw it directly. Just the A7. I see it here. It's already written here. But I can explain it to you. Okay, I won't say much. You can copy it yourselves. You copy my code. Okay, is that a benefit? We first explain this. This triggering mechanism. It's a timer. This is a regular timer. A timer that fires once every 60 seconds. It's analog timing. An MSI interrupted one, A timer that fires every 60 seconds. Then go down. Go down, this is 1. How about 1 by 1 here? Represents 0 means it is not triggered. Then hey, this one represents the trigger. It represents our trigger MSI interrupt. You can see it here. Said it could trigger when divided by 1. Does not trigger when divided by 0. 1 high, 1 low. Well, the 10th count has expired. It triggers 1. Well, what if it has been triggered? Just get ready. When it's ready. When it's ready. Clear. 0 is clear. Clear our interrupts. Indicates that the interrupt has been handled. Then I also wrote that the MSI interrupt has been dealt with. And here it is. 1 represents our departure. 2 good. Everyone can take a look. Then we go down. Because we need to go to a place where there is a connection. I've already played some here. Some of my own words. Some short characters. You can take a look. Yes, you can take a look. This is my strength. It is a strength that can support MSI. Well, let me explain it to you. Well, this strength. Is it triggering an MSI interrupt? Look. It's written how to trigger it. It is the MSI input I just mentioned above. That signal-driven instruction. Our device triggers this MSI interrupt. And then, I wrote PCIe interrupt here. This is a request sent to the host. Request interrupt. Then this interrupt activation is just a signal. Enable a signal to enable this interrupt. Okay, and there's an interrupt here. Are you ready? You don't have to say that. Do you want to ask? Are you ready? Right. Shall we go? Then, prepare. This one. Ready in a say no the more. Representative I am ready. Right. And then a data break. What about interrupted data? That is to say. Well, one of its data was sent. 1 is to pack it well. Pack your data. Send it. Like a here. Ready, he means. Get ready for this request. Right. Then clear the previous one. Clear the previous interrupt above. Then the following can be ready. Continue to interrupt. This should be easy to explain. And then, what else does Gangnam have to say? Because I didn't memorize this kind of draft. So say what comes to mind. Okay. But there's nothing more to say. Interruptions are a very simple thing. It's just a timer. Timing control, it fires every 60 seconds. And then it's a timed space with this. Interact with the host. And then through this calculator. Then the exercise machine is given to this equipment. Give the device to the host. Send endpoint request. Because some software will have that. There are requests. You don't need to look at the following equipment. Information, these are just an explanation. If you need more information, you can join the group. Then private message me. You can also teach. So much for tactics today.